Yeah, um, let me think. So I pay for my own place that I live at. I haven't been able to do that for most of my life. I've lived with, like 15 people at once in one house. I've lived with multiple people multiple times. I've lived in warehouses. You know what I mean? I've slept on shelves. You know what I mean? I've slept on the floor. I've slept on pieces of wood. So these aren't complaints, but it's just like, it's not like I'm like privileged in that way. But I do have my own place now, and it's over $1,000, which is ridiculous, 100% ridiculous. But like the idea you're supposed to have a house and you're supposed to have a car. I'm here in Michigan, and I had full points on my license, so like my insurance was like almost $500, and then if you have a car note, you know what I mean, you're paying whatever, $700, $800 to have a car, and then I'm paying what I'm paying for my rent, and that's supposed to be standard, and everything's so spaced out that you're required to have a car, you know what I mean? Just the arbitrary, like, whoa, this is what it is. And it's like, yeah, but that's stupid as shit. I'm going to pay $800 for a car. I'm going to live in those cars. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Just absolutely ridiculous. So, I don't know. If you're just a toady, and you're like, you just meet those standards and you just live like that, it might sound horribly appalling to be like, oh, you slept in uncomfortable conditions. You didn't maintain cleanliness constantly, you smelled at certain points, you didn't know where your food was going to come from. It's like, yeah, dude, that's just life, you know what I mean? So, right, like the chronically doing the right thing perspective is like, it doesn't really have any weight, because it's like, well, that's privilege, right? You've just never experienced what it's like to not be in the limelight, of maintaining this facade of genuine participation. So it's like, I don't know. I think that largely comes from religion, and it's a religious attitude that, like, if you're not doing the right things, then you're a bad person. And it's like, or, the system's arbitrary and, duh.